Monet is a painter of the first rank. He's sort of like the leader of the pure Impressionists. Impressionism is a color-constructed type of painting. You know, the color became more important almost than the form. This is not painting which is constructed in the traditional sense of it. This is based on reality, starts with and he always started with reality, even the water lilies. He always paints from life. This is direct painting with the thing in front of you, which he loved. He ended up being part of the group of the first Impressionist show, public show, which was in 1873, which was, by the way, not called an Impressionist show. It was called a show, they were called realists. And one of the critics saw a painting of Monet's at the show and said, this is not a painting, this is an impression, you know. Well, so the name came. So what he would even do is that he would, let's say, do a painting, let's say, of the same scene from, let's say, 8 in the morning maybe till 10 o'clock, and then get another canvas, do one from 10 to 12, then get another one, do from 12 to 1 or 2, and then get another one, you know. In such a way, they were part of his series, so there were probably 10,000, between 8 and 10,000 paintings by him. And he came from the town of Le Havre, which is the port city of Paris. And one time he was, as a young man, he was walking in the street and he saw a small shop, and in the shop windows were paintings by a man named Eugene Boudin. A lot of them were of skies. And he thought these were horrible paintings. He thought this was a junky painting. And then he met Boudin, went to see him the next day, and he was overwhelmed by the man's personality. This is very, very moving, I think. Because Boudin said to him that what he was trying to do, this is before Monet, he painted, you know, beach scenes, because they have a beach there in the hub, but he wanted to paint actually the sky, and he tried to paint it directly to capture the specific light of the sky at a particular time of day. And throughout his life, Monet stated that he was a student of Boudin, even when he was a very old man. He said he was a student of Boudin because that was the spark that turned him on. And he continued actually on this, on really what is basically an Impressionist search until he died in his late 80s. He died in 1926. And the painter Cézanne, who was influenced by him and was a friend of his, once said of him that Monet is only an eye, and by that he meant that all he does is see. You know, he does not construct paintings, which is what Cézanne would want to do. But then he added, he says, but what an eye, implying, you know, this is beyond the ordinary human being. His paintings are very, you know, there's nothing dark about his paintings. They're very, even though he was very poor, and his wife, he loved his wife and she died. That was a big blow to him. And he said all he could notice, though, here's this woman he loves is dying, and he noticed that her face is changing from pink to green, you know, and he painted her on her deathbed. That's really, you know, that's an obsessive type. Well, artists are obsessive. They have to be. And painting is magic, as opposed to sculpture is three-dimensional. Painting is not dimensional. And he just had to paint. He just had to paint. Just only knew that he had to do it.